Hello, everyone. My partner, Adam,
Hello?
and I will be discussing a major human rights violation that is taking place in Russia that comes in the form of censorship. The idea of Russian censorship is nothing new to Russia, and many generations have been exposed to many forms of censorship over the past century. Russian censorship since the Soviet Union in 1991 definitely has died down a bit, but there are still government institutions and officials that still implement forms of censorship within society. The first form of censorship the Russian government takes part in is the violation of the fundamental human rights, such as freedoms of expression and press. They censor common forms of expression, such as protests and political movements, in efforts for the Putin regime to maintain control. They also silence reporters and journalists from expressing negative opinions about the Russian government, infringing the rights to freedom of press. Another form of censorship is the blocking of certain forms of content and information to the Russian public. This is done by blocking many forms of the internet from the Russian people and limiting the access of outside information from reaching them. The Russian government also takes part in the spying and monitoring of Russian citizens, whether it be their everyday actions or the activities they partake in. This monitoring infringes on the privacy of the citizens and endangers their private security. With all these actions, the Russian government has taken serious measures to maintain control over their people. There are many causes to the existence of censorship in Russia, but it all dials down to three main institutions that exist within society. One of the first causes for censorship is due to the existence of journalists, editors, and bloggers who can be influential figures in expressing criticism or exposing government secrets. Since these public figures have a large impact on Russian media, it is important that the government make sure that these figures only express information that keeps the government image relatively good. If these figures express secrets and scandals of corruption to the public, it would cause massive uproar, which would create more problems for the Russian government to deal with and will likely cause a decline in popularity. Another cause for Russian censorship is to ensure state security within Russian society and for government officials to maintain their jobs. If citizens were allowed to express discontent and express scandals within the government, many people in power would lose their jobs, which is something that Russian officials would want to avoid at all costs. The last main reason that Russian censorship exists is because the Russian government, more specifically, current president and former KGB agent Vladimir Putin, has had full control of Russian society for more than 20 years now and wants to continue that tenure. Putin, a rather influential and powerful figure, has committed many scandals and have ordered controversial operations such as the invasion of Crimea in 2014 and is globally seen as a corrupt leader. In order to hide this fact from the Russian people, the government censors public opinions and political opposition to his reign, allowing him to keep power. The reason Russian officials do this is to obtain power and money for themselves, exemplifying mass corruption within the Russian government.
Before we get into possible solutions for fixing the problems that Russian censorship does, we first need to consider the many obstacles that come with trying to fix Russia's human rights problem. The first obstacle that citizens face is their lack of voice and opportunities to express themselves. Although it may seem obvious, but Russian censorship is a big obstacle in trying to fix the problem itself. If people lack the ability to express and show their concerns and problems, then the problem itself is difficult to resolve. The second obstacle ties in with the first obstacle in that terror and fear play a big part in the continuation of Russian censorship. Many citizens fear arrest and conviction from the Russian government, which causes them to accept the institution's censorship and ignore the problem altogether. Another obstacle is the presence of many corrupt Russian officials within the government system. Since censorship practically protects their jobs and positions within society, they are less likely to change rules about censorship in order to maintain their jobs and wealth alongside Vladimir Putin. The last obstacle that Russian citizens face is the lack of communication between people. Since most social media platforms and other forms of communication are blocked and censored, it is rather difficult for citizens to cohesively organize a movement against the Russian government. In terms of possible solutions to Russian censorship, there are a few things that you can do to counteract this unjust prohibition. Use of a VPN or virtual private network can provide the user a secure and private connection to the internet. It protects the user's identity from government agencies by providing an encrypted connection to the website that you are visiting, scrambling your data, making it impossible for them to see the files you download or messages you send on the social media sites you use. You might want to research available VPNs in Russia first, since to prevent their citizens from bypassing their censorship restrictions, Russia actually puts a ban on certain VPNs. The next best thing to do after you have obtained a VPN would be to express your resentment publicly on social media outlets. This ties in with what we, as people who do not live in Russia, can do to help those that do. Getting the word out spreads awareness of Russia's fallacious censorship to those who might not be clued up on the matter. Without a large following on social media, it may be difficult to get your message across a lot of people, so you might want to get the attention of an influencer. Media influencers are especially proficient at sending a message, as they can have thousands to millions of followers. Companies often send them items and sponsorships in return for advertising, but for good causes, most influencers are happy to spread awareness for free. In terms of what you can do on your own, if the people you are reaching out to feel empathy towards your situation, they will help. Tell family, friends, neighbors, classmates if you're in school, and coworkers if you've got a job. Try to get them to publish informative posts regarding Russian censorship and encourage others to do the same. This domino chain unfurling of previously unheard information and discontent, we believe, is the best possible way to fight against a corrupt government. I hope that my partner and I can bring some light on this tragic situation and that those listening here today have learned something. Thank you for your time.